a small story about me and the Jeep. When we originally bought the first Jeep in 2015, I was not a huge proponent for it. Didn't really excite me. I wasn't like super into getting a Jeep. But once we got it and I had driven it, it started to win me over. It's got a lot of pluses for it. The ability to drive in the snow. We get some bad snow here in Chicago in the winter. And just the security and the visibility. I think that's one of the bigger things that I liked about it, was the ability to see and have the big visibility around when you're driving. But it has won me over. It's the fact that I've actually considered buying we've considered buying a second Jeep, so it's definitely won me over here.
Okay, so what are your top 5 things you like about the Jeep?
Okay, so top 5 things. So starting from number 5. Number 5 would probably be the security, like the ability for the Jeep to kind of handle whatever you throw at it. So like the snow in the winter, or like debris, just kind of being able to handle whatever the road throws at you. So number 4 would be just, I think, the overall general look of the Jeep. I like the black, the color of the car. It looks sleek. Obviously the white top has some things that I'm not super crazy about, but it's fine. Number 3, I would say the visibility. So the sitting high and being able to see things that are around you. So number 2 would be the ability to customize. So we've been able to make some modifications to things that, some aftermarket modifications to the Jeep that have made our lives easier. Some things to do with camping, the awning here, things like that. And then number 1 would probably be the top, which is the biggest modification that we've purchased. It's really made our ability to go camping so nice and easy, and we're really enjoying it so far.
Okay, so what are the top 5 things you don't like about the Jeep? What are the negatives?
Okay, so negative for me is probably the height of the Jeep. At 5'3", it is sometimes not super easy to get into the Jeep. I have to kind of vault in and kind of throw myself in sometime. And I think what ties with that, so kind of number 2, because I don't know that I can think of 5 off the top of my head. So number 2 would probably be kind of the side. So in the back, when there's mud, you can see there's like mud and dirt and stuff on the Jeep right now. But like in the winter when there's snow, getting out of the back seat is actually pretty difficult. You end up with water or whatever is here ends up on the back of your leg. And then, so probably number 1 would be the noise inside the Jeep when we're driving, especially on the highway. We like to, when we're driving, all 4 of us, when the kids are in the back seat, we like to have conversation, we like to talk, and it makes it a little more difficult to have that conversation when you've got as much of the road noise as you get with the Jeep. It's not something that you get with a normal, like, regular car.
So we put new tires on it, new mud terrains on it. Have those been better than the original stock tires?
Oh yeah, with the new tires, there's definitely less noise. And it's okay if it's just the 2 of us. So if it's just 2 of us in the front seat, the conversation's fine, you can do that. But really the problem comes in the biggest problem is when you've got the kids in the back. And they're not there all the time right now, so it's okay.
So what advice would you give to other women where maybe their husbands are looking at a Jeep and,
I would say definitely keep an open mind. Think about what you want to do with it too, because of the fact that we like to travel and we like to camp. There's a lot more opportunity, I think, to do those kind of outdoors things when you have a car like this, which I wasn't even thinking about when we first bought it. And then I would make sure you test it. Climb into both the front and the back seats and make sure it works for you, because it's not going to work for everybody. Like I said, I'm 5'3", and that's one of those things that it took a little getting used to and how to get in and out of the car. So make sure you get in and actually try getting in and out of the car. So the Jeep has won me over. In 2017, we made a decision to actually trade in our 2015 and purchase this one, the 2017. It's a long story behind it, but ultimately with the new Jeeps that were coming out, the top would not have fit. So overall, we're even looking at a used TJ for me as a second car.
So what would you think about a new JL?
I wouldn't be opposed to it. I think we need to figure out if that's something that we can do, and whether or not, how do we work with the top, and do we trade in our Volvo? I don't know, but I wouldn't be opposed to it.
So you like them, huh?
I do. It's pretty amazing that I've gone from one end of the spectrum to the other.